Just what biscuit?
The World Cup circus packs up after a super first event in England, and now we're going to jump across the channel onto the other side of the road as we make our way to Houffalize in Belgium. Houffalize is located in the Ardennes, and with its 5,000 inhabitants, life here goes pretty slowly. But for the 18th time, the small and idyllic town in Belgium is going to prove its worth as a mountain bike mecca.
Hello, I'm Houffalize and welcome in the World Cup in Houffalize.
Houffalize is a classic race. It's like the Paris-Roubaix of the mountain bikers.
Kids building ski. It's special.
Like a festival. It's amazing, yes. The spectators, they were even out, previous days before the event.
So it's time again for cross-country, and right now we've got the second race of the season coming up. It's the most traditional World Cup competition on the entire circuit. Houffalize will host the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup presented by Shimano for the 18th time. So many spectators gather here to cheer the riders on. In 1990, the small town hosted the World Cup for the very first time, and since then, both bikers and spectators come back every year. We caught up with the local hero, Raoul Paulison, on the day before the race and got him to show us around the Cannondale pits.
Welcome in Houffalize at the Cannondale booth, and I'm going to present a little bit our truck and the team setup. This is a team setup with the boys playing with the PlayStation and the relax room, you can say, where we sit before the race and playing around a little bit. Okay, now we go on through the team pits where we have the bikes, training bikes, racing bikes, mechanical department where they tune up the bikes and special preparation. Here we have the food department, mechanic, another teammate, Martin, director sportief, physio, Röschel, Haro, the man of everything, special guy, and Giacomo, the bike tuner.
We return now on the big day. The weather has changed here in Houffalize. It's raining, and the ladies are already on their bikes and warming up. The big question now is, how are the riders going to cope with the new conditions? We asked Lizzie Ozzel what she thinks about the race to come.
I think the course is hard, a lot of muddy, very slippery, and I think it's a lot of run, and yeah, I hope the best I can finish the race.
Margarita Fuyana is also on her bike warming up. It's the first race of the season for the 38-year-old Spanish rider. She wasn't able to compete in Delby Forest due to a virus. And the big surprise is that the 5 times world champ has to start from way back in the field today. We asked her how she's going to attack that problem.
Salgo bastante atrás, yo creo que en el start tendré que remontar bastante y a ver cómo va la carrera.
Away from the pits, we're heading towards the start with 12 degrees and intermittent rain. Let's take a look at the riders that are going to compete today. Around 120 ladies are going to be on the grid. World champion and winner of the cross-country race in Delby Forest, Irina Kalantiva is the first on the starting line. Second place, Willow Kober from the US, and in third, Katarina Nash. Last year's World Cup winner Ozzel starts from 13th position. The start here in Houffalize takes place in the town, right on the street, and it's really important to be in front right from the beginning. Here we can see the ladies on the start loop that should prevent a bottleneck, but due to the difficult conditions, This happened anyway. You can see here how difficult it is to keep the bike under control, and very often the front wheel just slips out and the girls go over the top. The ladies are now on the next climb. Eva Lechner still out in the lead. The 25-year-old Lechner races for the Colgano team and is the 2 times European champion in cross-country. There we can see Lizzie Ozzel in second, following with just a little gap. In third position now is the Polish rider, closely followed by Margarita Fuliana and Willow Kerber. Lizzie Ozzel has taken the lead and is now heading towards the end of the start loop. The 5 times world champion Margarita Fuliana has left the other riders behind and is in second place. Lizzie Ozzel is still in the lead at the upcoming climb, but Eva Lechner has caught up again and is pedalling to keep in second position ahead of Margarita Fuliana. In fourth position now we've got Willow Kerber from the US, followed by Catherine Pendrell and Julie Bressett. Eva Lechner fallen behind a little, but Lizzie Ozzel and Margarita Fuliana are battling it out for the lead. Both of them take the downhill sections safe and smooth. Heading down towards the slippery wooden bridge, they're making no mistakes, and Willow Kerber is taking up the chase on the 2 leading riders. Willow Kerber has caught the breakaway pair and is sitting now in third position right on their wheel. These 3 riders are not letting off the pressure. Marga Fuliana suffered from a back injury at the end of last season and she missed the first race in Dalby Forest. That's why she slipped so far down the world standings and is determined to fight back here in Belgium. She's very strong on the climbs, but this slippery surface is real difficult to handle even for a rider of her calibre. She makes a small mistake here and the front wheel just slips out. And then, as you can see, she's feeling the pressure of Willow breathing down her neck, and she makes a real big mistake and rides into the crowd. There we've got Lizzie Ozzel following, and she manages the muddy turn really well. Catherine Pendrell and Eva Lechner coming up next, and they don't show any signs of uncertainty. There we see Katarina Nash following in 6th at the moment, and just check her style as she flies through this corner. Kerber and Fuliana heading towards the finishing line. Willow Kerber using a 29-inch wheel setup, while Fuliana and most of the other riders are using a 26-inch. The 29-inch tyres are supposed to make the ride smoother over the technical sections. There's Lizzie Ozzel finishing the second lap 12 seconds behind Kerber. Eva Lechner comes in with a delay of 17 seconds. We rejoin as Willow Kerber is the first to pass the wooden bridge, and Eva Lechner has managed to gain some time and is now in second position. The 32-year-old Kerber grabbed a bronze medal at the World Championships in 2009 in Canberra and is the first American to win a World Championship medal in 8 years. Eva Lechner for sure wants to grab the first World Cup podium of her career. The rider from South Tyrol finished the 2009 season in 11th place, and she came in 4th here in Houffalize last year. And then there's Lizzie Ozzel, the young shooting star in the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup. It seems as if she's in good physical condition once again this year. Coming around the corner, Margarita Fuliana from the Massey team in 4th, who takes the hard uphill climb. Even though Marga is usually really good on the climbs, it looks as if she's paying the price for her early speed, and she's showing some signs of fatigue coming towards the top there. Kerber and Lechner at the end of lap 3. Kerber taking a long look over her back. These two girls are working really well together to keep up the pace. With one more lap to go, Lizzie Ozzel coming in 7 seconds behind, still trying hard to wind the leaders back in. She's got the two lead girls in sight, and this makes it always easier to catch them. But has she got enough power in her legs to catch these two girls that are working together? Okay, Lizzie Ozzel's caught up again. She's right on the back wheel of the two leading riders as they pump their way up this climb. I want to be the guy on a motorbike. Here we rejoin Eva Lechner out in the front at the moment, and it would seem as if Eva has still got a little more energy left as she really tries hard to shake off Willow Kerber. As she comes around the hairpin, she has got a little bit of a lead. But Willow fights right back and steals the lead again. On the last flat section, Eva Lechner mounts a desperate attack and puts all of her energy into those cranks and successfully overtakes Willow once again. The last challenging uphill of the course, the leading riders have now caught up with the back markers, and it's going to be real tricky now to overtake. Eva Lechner has managed to overtake some of the back markers, but Willow Kerber gets stuck in the middle of them and loses precious seconds. And it's Eva Lechner that comes around the corner first. She's made it. She is so happy. She's just grabbed the first World Cup victory of her career. Willow Kerber comes in second, and Eva Lechner falls on the floor just totally exhausted. Lizzie Ozzel finishes the second race of the season in third position and goes straight across to congratulate the winner.
Oh, I'm so happy with my first World Cup win, and yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling.
I feel happy. I didn't know I was the World Cup leader, so that's really exciting for me. It's never happened before, but to be second again so close, I'm motivated for Offenburg now for sure.
I feel very good. I'm so happy. I had not a bad race last week, but I was 13. And so it's good for me that now I can go in front.
And here we see the happy winners once again. Eva Lechner from Italy, Willow Kerber from the US, Lizzie Ozzel from Austria, along with Julie Bressett from France and the Canadian Catherine Pendrell rounding out the podium. In the overall, we now have Willow Kerber in the leader's jersey for the first time in her career, followed by Eva Lechner and Irina Kalantiva. But it's still raining here in Houffalize. And now we've got the men's race coming up. Let's have a look at the start list. Here are the stats for the start. The men line up in the same order as they finished in Dalby Forest last week. We caught up with the top three riders, Nino Schurter, Julian Absalon and Burry Stander, the day before the race, and asked them to tell us what their tactics are going to be.
The whole track is just to not overheat because the steep climbs they are tough, and they are just really steep ones, and I think that you really don't go too hard in the beginning will be the main or the difficult thing.
The start is really important because it's a wide road and it's also steepy, so it's important to arrive at the top of the climb in the first position.
I think that'll be my strategy for tomorrow, is just to ride my own race and settle into a comfortable pace.
And as the starting shot is given, Jaroslav Kulhavý is going down right after the start. The rider's pedalling hard, and it's the German Manuel Fumik who manages to go out in front in the first metres of the course. Right on his heels, the Italian Cristian Cominelli and Sergio Montacon from Spain. Manuel Fumik is out in front while many of the riders get off their bikes and walk down the hill. The conditions for the riders are really hard today, even on the flat parts of the track. The riders are already in the middle of the section of the starting loop, and Manuel Fumik is way out in front. Fumik has come to the challenging uphill again. Wolfram Kurschat has caught up and is now in second position. Then there's Julien Absalon and Stefan Tempier. After 12 minutes and 21 seconds, the German Manuel Fumik of the Cannondale factory team is in the lead after the start loop. Wolfram Kurschat and Julien Absalon 24 seconds behind, and in fourth, the Swiss rider Matthias Fluckinger. Then Jose Hermida, 1 minute 15 seconds behind, and let's see what he told us the day before the race.
Important thing to do is the start. It's really hard to start in the asphalt, so we have to be really in front, and then after on we will see the race. There are 3-4 riders that they are really the favorites to win this race. So I'm gonna wait for my chances during the race.
So we'll see whether his tactics pay off during this race. Now we're back in the lead with Manuel Fumik. He's one of the top German riders at the moment, and in the past years he's been racing together with his older brother Lado for the so-called Fumik Brothers International team. This season he's starting for the Cannondale factory racing, and it looks as if he feels really comfortable. And here's what he told us yesterday.
There are only steep things and down, but no flat stuff. So it's really it's not really technical, but it's really you need to push a lot on the course. And after one round, you feel really exhausted. Whoa, 5 laps more to go. Whoa, really hard.
So there's Wolfram Kurschat going down safely over the slippery wooden bridge, with Julien Absalon following. In fifth position now is Matthias Fluckinger of the Team Trek World Racing. And here is his older brother Lucas back in 8th position. Many of the riders have to fight hard to cope with the slippery and muddy conditions. The track's really getting beat up out there. Wolfram Kurschat and Matthias Fluckinger are heading towards the end of lap 3. But what's going on with Julien Absalon? He's carrying his bike. Is he just trying to get faster by foot, or has he got some sort of tech problems? This is unusual to see Julien Absalon carrying his bike. Oh no, it looks as though he has got a problem. He's going to have to run all the way into the tech zone. He's got a flat tyre, now we can see it. So there he is, Mr. Absalon, fighting with a flat tyre. Is he going to be able to make it across to the tech zone? Manuel Fumik still way out in front. He's finished the first lap 27 seconds before Matthias Flückinger, who we can now see coming up the steep downhill right before Wolfram Kerschat. The riders still have to be careful not to get out of balance on the muddy track. And it looks like it's going to be a real hard race for Julian Absalon. He's still carrying his bike, and that's going to cost a lot of energy. But he's made it to the tech zone, and it's the mechanic's turn now to change the tyre as fast as possible. Absalon is back on his bike, pedalling hard to make up lost time. And he gets some information about his position from one of his team members. Flückinger and Kerschat still battling for second position. Then we have Jose Hermida of the Merida biking team now on the track after Flückinger and Kerschat. On the next steep uphill we can see Wolfram Kerschat fighting really hard to climb it. But he knew that this was going to come. He told us all about it yesterday.
Yeah, the most challenging parts are if you do one lap on the limit, then it's very hard to keep concentration in the downhill.
And here we can see Wolfram Kerschat pedalling hard, keeping exactly that concentration in the line. Now there are three riders battling for the second position: Flückinger, Kerschat and Hermida. And Jose Hermida showing up pretty strong. He now even manages to overtake on the climb. Hermida now leading the chasing group, and it seems as if these three guys are going to battle it out for the rest of the positions on the podium. Manuel Fumik finishes the third lap after 1 hour 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Jose Hermida comes in 34 seconds later, and there's Rudy van Hoots of the Multivan Merida biking team, who's lost his front tyre. Manuel Fumik already on the last metres of the fourth lap and fighting hard for the leading position. Right on his heels now we can see Jose Hermida coming up the steep uphill. So it's going to be a question of who's got the better legs. It would seem that Hermida's tactics are paying off. It's exactly what he said he was going to do. See how the race develops and then make his break. As Fumik comes into the last turn, Hermida follows, both riders almost equal and have got the chance to be on top of the podium. And now the chasing group heading over the finish line. Matthias Flückinger in third, Wolfram Kerschat and Jaroslav Kulhavy finishing fourth and fifth. And there's only a few more meters to go. Jose Hermida has taken the lead. The powerful Spanish guy managed to edge off Manuel Fumik. Jose Hermida, he's broken away from his chaser. He's heading towards the finishing line, and this guy is just so happy. This is typical for the Spanish Toreador. He jumps off his bike and races across the line on foot.
You know, Houffalize is one of the best races. You know, in Belgium, the the fans and the spectators, they are really passionate of cycling. You know, with this ambience, with a lot of people in the course and in such a nice course, always the spectators, they give you extra motivation, especially in those days like today that 5 minutes before the start, it was the start raining.
Manuel Fumik comes in second, followed by Wolfram Kershad in third.
I'm really happy about the second place, and it's not a shame to be second behind José Antonio Hermida.
Yeah, it was a big day for the German nation. Manuel Fumik second and me third.
So a very happy Hermida on top of the podium in Houffalize. He'll be starting the next race out in front, and you can bet it's going to be exciting in Offenburg on May the 23rd. We look forward to seeing you then.
Sorry, it's the fuckers. The guys from Specialized, you know, they're making the monkey.
Und was halten Sie von Houffalize?
Houffalize ist natürlich ein Klassiker.